we can go for insanity cards, right? Let's go for 6. Yeah, and with all the discounts we should be able to play something. Yeah. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today special day for all Dimir Control players because there's finally deck for you, and I'm pretty happy with the results. We won all of the games in Mythic. We ranked up like crazy. I think we went up to top 600, something like this in Mythic. Path of Peril is, to be honest, nice surprise for me. Like, I'm not sure about those sweepers in Dimir, but I think Path of Peril is the best one, because Draffin Tower is the secret, right? Because it's the mere mana. You still want to use it, you don't mind 4 taplands in your whole deck, basically. And yeah, this just fixes you the late game. You can also get Celestus. I removed it for Mind's Place Apparatus, so that's why we are not playing Celestus. It can help you carve out 2 Path of Peril. But the fact that it destroys all the cheap creatures and mostly tokens, it's mostly about the tokens, means that the rest of your control deck is just trying to kill everything that is converted mana 3 or higher, which is usually more manageable. And one of the reasons is also Mind's Place Apparatus. This is not the main strategy for the deck, but I included one and I'm extremely happy with the result, because this card absolutely twists the game in your direction. You will see it used today and how much it impacts the whole situation. Look at the cost. 1 colorless and 1 color. Every card nearly, and a lot of cards with X as well, including Scrutiny. All of those cards, basically you pay 50% mana cost for them after single turn, and that's why we have this in the deck. Not to go for those crazy excess, just to get 1 or 2 mana discount, that's enough, because if you have 5 mana, normally you invoke Despair and you are, like, you don't have any guard, right? But if you have Mind's Place Apparatus with a single counter that you cast turn before, coincidentally, you pay 4 mana for the Invoke Despair, you leave 1 blue, and you get Stroke or Make Disappear. And suddenly you have the best of both worlds. This is what you need. You need to play 2 spells to your opponent 1 spell, and you win the game at some point. So, extremely happy with the results overall. Jace is a win con, of course. Vraska, something I'm testing against Teferi. So far, I really like Vraska. I think it's a cool planeswalker, and the fact that it directly removes the creatures, and you can do it multiple times, I feel it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. It also helps to mill your opponent, so you usually have Jace in the battlefield during the game, and when you cast Vraska and +1, or proliferate, let's say, you get double loyalty counters on Jace, and suddenly the clock to milling your opponent library is very fast. And yeah, if he plays something, you just kill it with Vraska, and then you keep up all the mana to answer whatever he wanted to trick you. So extremely fun deck to play. I really enjoyed it. I think you will like it, and so far undefeated. So yeah, pretty good. Pretty happy with the results. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, if you like Dimir, and who doesn't? Like, come on. Who doesn't? And let's enjoy the games and have some Dimir magic. Alright, so our hand is a bit slow. We definitely overdo Invoke Despair. I would risk saying we are not playing against Mono Red. Let's see. This is my bet. Yep. And the reason was that if he was playing Mono Red, he wouldn't be in percentages. Alright, so fellow Dimir player, you love to see it. That's pretty cool. We just need to draw land. So we are back into the same situation as always when we are doing triple Invoke Despair and 3 lands. And this all makes perfect sense, because I played 4 of those and 26 of those. So why would it be different? And we are against a poison deck. Oh, that will hurt. This is actually really good against us. We do not kill quickly, and we have to kill quickly. And if we miss land drops, alright, this is extremely important. I think we carve out into Invoke Despair, because the Shuffler is absolutely fine. I don't see an issue here. So we need to make sure that we punish it. Let's see the counterspell. They have Bring the End, right? That's for sure, and they might have the other counterspell as well. I definitely take a land. Is this a Jace? I kinda need some win con. And 5 lands should be maybe enough. I will just take the land. I'm not sure about this decision, guys. It might have been the wrong one. Let's start eating the counterspells, I guess. At least the pain lands don't hurt, because that's not how we die. It seems slow, but believe me guys, when they get going, they will kill us super quickly. I mean super quickly. Like they can pull like 3 poison counters per turn very quickly. Yep, so 2 now, and they play land, and on the next turn they can pull 3 poison counters. So we might die in 3 turns right now. More or less, depends how we play. Alright, the tap land, see? Taking the land was kinda okay here. Alright, I think we sneak the Mind's Place apart. Oh, I expected an end turn play. And I wanted to place Apparatus into his open mana, you know? Or the closed mana, should I say. Let's go Memory Deluge. This is something he might counter. I need to hit my land, so I get as much mana as possible. And this is actually good. We don't need anything against anti-creature. You just want to keep playing stuff. And I do not have 3 poison counters, so pay 2 is still an option. He needs to poison me first, and then he can counter it. So a bit of a hassle, you know? A bit of a hassle. And hopefully then we can play Sheoldred and try to... Oh, it went through. Alright, alright. I see how it is. This is definitely the land, and this is the second land. And this is scary. We basically need more counterspells against this kind of deck. They will kill us. Oh, nice. You really like them slow. But I think we will lose this. I don't think we have enough power, and he's playing pretty smart. He counters only the things that really matter. Sure. That's a first one. I think my Spice Apparatus is pretty good. It really helps with the tempo. Even with Memory Deluge, we'll be able to cast them much quicker and just flood our opponent with card advantage. You know, not the quality cards, just a lot of cards. Oh, he needs the counter spell. He has Bring the End, and he needs to activate the poison, the corruption mechanic. And now he will counter it, and now we are playing the Apparatus. Cool. So we established the point that we kinda cared about. I don't super need Sheoldred, like she's great, but the problem is that he definitely runs creature removal, you know? Alright, Kaito. If he goes for the creature... Alright, he cycles. Good choice, good choice. If he goes for the creature, it never attacks ever, so it's just a wasted turn. Alright, let's make the upkeep stop so he doesn't get Kaito value. Alright, how do we do it? We Edict. Even 1 is so much more stuff. I think we go like this and... Oh, there's no counterspell, guys.
The weak-minded will be educated in Phyrexia's ways.
I didn't play land, right? If I draw a land, that's fine. Ah? No counter spells? I need a land. Oh my god, I actually missed it? That's ridiculous. Oh man. Alright. Oh, that's... My whole strategy was about hitting this one land. Oh, maybe I was wrong. So, do I draw a card with Jace? We need to mill them. They have Edict, so I probably should go to 1 loyalty and just mill them a little bit. So then, wait, if I go for 3, he mills 9 cards, it's not enough. He will use something, So we are going for 3. This means, this will be a pretty epic one. Right, alright, I've seen the cards, I can counter spells out. The reason is that if he plays any single card, Jace -2 draws 3 cards. And then we really speed up with the Apparatus. I have to say, Apparatus is really helping with the tempo, and we need to kill him quite quickly, so we need to play like triple Jace in 1 turn. But I need to throw them first. This is a wasted call, in my opinion. Especially with March, like it's just 1 mana to answer it. And he played a card. He mills 3 cards? And that was enough. He doesn't want us to draw 3 cards. That was a weird one. I wouldn't concede in this point. I think he had a very fair chance at winning. And I have to say, guys, Mindsplay's apparatus performed amazingly in this game. We wouldn't win maybe without it. Alright, opponent goes first. We have cut down into Make Disappear, so no. The standard. And we know what we are against. You know what? In this particular situation, I think cut down can be useful. We'll see how he plays, but I think we should play like this. We have enough lands to just... We can actually even cycle. Yeah, at this point we overdrew lands, so we need to cycle. Make Disappear is huge card here. And this will be a hard game. We do not have a lot of spells that he needs to counter, and by not a lot I mean we have exactly 1 spell, and we are flooding like crazy already. So the game is extremely bad in our direction right now. Alright, so I have to get rid of this one, and it's so good I didn't play it on turn 1. That's an Invoke, alright, that's something. That is something. This will be a hard one, but I think we just keep playing and try to... Alright, he missed a land drop, that's huge. This is huge. We want to have as much mana as possible, that's really important. I think this is the first step. Don't you worry, it won't go into the battlefield. It's just a power play. Good. First step accomplished. Because he needs to counter all of those cards. So, you know, and every turn he's missing land drops, it's massive. Now we go for the siege. The actual siege. Consider, yep. This is weak enough that we do not react. So he's trying to find the lands, but it's fine. We are playing lands every turn. He missed 1 or... I think he missed 2 so far. Alright. What about this little card? This little piggy. Do you want this in the game? It's scary, isn't it? To be honest, if he doesn't counter it, it's not great for us, because we do not have too much value. We really rely on Invoke Despair hitting our opponent. But the problem is that he has a lot of mana-based counterspells. If he lets it through, they're kinda useless. Alright. So what is the counterspell of choice? I think we will have 4 Invoke, right? 3-5. We need to play this. That's rough. So if I counter it, he just taps out. I would prefer to get a card on top of it. Vraska! Ooh, that's a big one. She also kills everything, right? This is a non-creature. I think we go with this. Oh, it went through? I did not. I expected another counterspell for sure. I mean, I'm taking it, my friend. So this is his turn. He needs to do something extremely relevant right now, because he's out of the game nearly. But Sloth, he can pay the mana. Yeah, but he will have only 1 mana after playing Jhin, if he pays. And you don't want Jhin, because then he gets the discount and he can do the same thing, like cheaper. Alright? I mean, now he needs to do a lot of work. I mean a lot of work. We open with this. Because if he tries to protect Jhin, then we are guaranteed to kill it. And then we still get the card, because if he doesn't sacrifice this, then we get more stuff, right? So we expected all of this, non-token creature. And now he has no mana because he paid for Make Disappear. And we draw 3 cards. That's pretty cool. Of course, knowing Sloth, all of those cards will be lands. It's the laughter of madness. I drew 4 cards to have my huge advantage over the board. And in the end, I have exactly the same value as before all of this. I mean, that's not exactly what I expected, guys. Okay, this is better. I really needed this one. So, this is tricky. I need to do... So he will protect it, right? And then we kill Terrarium Terror and we lose Vraska. I'm not loving it. Not loving it, to be honest. But we do not have a choice. Also, if he phases it out, it means he has 0 mana, right? I think he will phase it out. Fading Hope is the best case, because we actually get ahead in everything. And we do not lose Vraska, so yeah, that wins us the game. I should play Sheoldred first. Sorry guys, I got excited. I got really excited for it. So we missed for life, but it won't matter. He won't be able to attack us anymore, and he dies next turn, or into next turns probably. So Explosion should commence. He is out of this game. Best case is Fading Hope into Jhin, into some hard counterspell, but we just -2 Vraska and kill the Jhin, and yeah, like he's in the same spot. So even if you draw 5 lands out of our whole game plan, like we worked so hard to draw those cards, and in the end it's just like, yeah, cool. Cut Down is a dead card. We basically have a 6 card hand that has 1 card, but it was enough. Vraska really did a great job in this game. And he will be roping because he's playing mono blue, but he feels that other decks are irritating. And that makes perfect sense. Let's cut the video. Alright guys, what a surprise. A full rope from our friend Goma. Like, what's the point, my friend? We both waste time. You as well. Alright, let's go another. Alright guys, we are going first with a pretty good hand, honestly. And we have fast lands, so we have lands, we have counterspell, and we have removal, so that's probably as good as it gets. Let's just make sure that we have everything. One thing we need to do. We need to draw lands. As usual. This is the big deal. I really need to hit 4 mana on curve so I can get some extra value. A 3-2. I mean, sure. We can kill it. Non-token creature. Man, I will mess it up for sure at some point, but this Edict is just a card that always feels great. I think this is the turn. He will have a 3-drop. The worst case will be Trespasser, but we need to make it work. And let's make sure that we... This is Golgari, they actually might benefit from this. I still want to mill them and draw some cards. Alright. I'm drawing cards usually with Jace on turn 3 because I really want to hit my land. I already would have messed a land drop, which is massive. Like, the game is going great, as long as I will keep drawing my lands. And I won't, because I only play 26. Let's see our opponent with 24 carving out. Thank you. Great, thank you, deck. Alright, so we do not care about this one. Alright, so how do we play against those? I don't have mana to kill them. He will have quite a... I think we go for my Disappear. Like, one of them is okay, but 2... They will, like, you know, increase in size very quickly, and it also gives more mana. I cannot go with the cut down, so we will never hit this 4th land. Man, my story in Magic lately, like, since like week or 2, I really cannot hit my lands for my life. Like, most of my games are not carving out, basically. Alright, so let's kill this one. This is a big deal. The problem is that at this point, you know where we should be? We should be at 5 mana. We would cut it down, then kill Sheoldred with Invoke and be extremely ahead. The problem is that we are more and more behind, and we got stuck at exactly the mana that even the Mind Splice apparatus is not available. Alright, so we need to make sure that we cut down before it hits, you know, 3 oil counters, but so far it's not a big deal. Like, it's a big deal if your opponent is not playing Magic, you know? But let's be honest, that's always the case. Alright, so he's holding the mana for my Disappear always. I could kill it, but I don't think that's a great idea. We need to force him to sacrifice it. Yeah, like you can. It doesn't really matter for us. Well, we have Takenuma, to be fair, so maybe. On the next turn, of course, we wouldn't be able to cut it down because it gets the buff, right? I mean... Well, I drew 1/4 of my deck. I'm playing effectively at 12 lands in my deck. In my control, 26 lander. Definitely extremely annoying. I cannot play Magic right now. So, we'll go for the throat here and use the Marsh to kill Glissa. We are in full emergency mode right now, because that's not a normal draw that you should expect from this deck. I mean, that's a land. That's a land. A bit scared. I don't want him to draw cards. Obliterator. Perfect. This is actually really good for us. I would love to play the apparatus. Will he attack? He will. There's no point in not, right? So let's go like this. Oh, this is so tempting. If I give him the card, I can cast Invoke Despair, right? It might be the play, guys. So he gets the card. In the end, we play Mindsplice Apparatus. But then we cannot guarantee the land. We still miss the land every single time. We need to go like this. There's no way around it. I already missed enough lands. I don't need more. Alright, good. And if we draw land, we can just invoke directly, right? So, alright, we serve this game. Even with the abysmal early game, I think we will be winning this. And Mindsplice Apparatus with Scrutiny will make sure that we are pretty happy during the later part of the game. They're both tap lands. This one has cycling, this doesn't, so this is strictly better in hand. And this will be a March again. I don't think we can allow Glissa to attack our face. Most likely? One card? We're so far behind him. You know what? I'm a greedy person. It's fine. Enjoy your card, my friend. Enjoy your card. I hope it's good, because it will cost you a lot of cards on our side. This is what he drew, by the way, so... Alright, it's not the worst. This is basically just 4 damage to the face. And now it starts. Yeah, I like the sound. It exactly fits what's going on. Alright, so this will be a Jace. And this will be a completed Jace, I think. And the reason is simple, and you will see in a moment. We basically negate those, like this needs to attack Jace to keep it in check. And yeah, we can just go for the Marsh here. Do I play the... Oh, I didn't play the land. I'm a dummy. I'm such a dummy. He might go for Invoke Despair, but then we start building. One of the reasons I wanted Apparatus is that every turn it basically gives us extra turn. We will get it later at Silver Scrutiny turn. Let's see the attacks. I'm not sure if he... So he has fight spells, that's nearly for sure. Yeah, exactly. Face. That's the place. Indeed, that's a good choice, my friend. Unfortunately for you, it won't come into battlefield. Or into play, should I say. And we have a lot of cards. So Memory Deluge gets a bit worse, but even drawing like 4 cards is really good here. I mean, we can go for insanity cards, right? Let's go for 4 mana on top of 2, so 6. I mean, that should help the game a little bit. Yeah, and with all the discounts, we should be able to play something. Yeah, go for the Throatus here. So we can just negate this, and his board is basically non-existent. And we can even play Memory Deluge if we care. Path of Peril will be extremely cheap with the Cliff. And with this cycle he's out of the game. He lost the tempo he needed. Like, this was the only thing saving him. That he had tempo over us, so we were always forced to respawn. But with Path of Peril we would clear everything anyway. First we have pretty mana intensive removals. This might be an aggro. Yep, Growl aggro most likely. And I'm not casting March, unfortunately. Oh, this will be rough. I need to be on the plane in this matchup. By the way, every single game we drew double Invoke Despair in opening hand. Every single game. That's insane. Enters with 2 oil counters. You remove and target creature. Ability doesn't matter. 2 oil counters, so it basically pumps this. If I exile one of the cards, then I kill it. I hate it. I hate it so much. But man, being on the draw is so brutal. The game would be like we would actually counter everything he plays if we're on the play, because we would always have this one extra mana. That's one of the reasons between, you know, the X cards and this. All right, we take the damage. Unfortunate. It's not toxic. We need to take it. We need to take it. If I play Jace, what happens? It gets to 4 loyalty and this hits for 3 loyalty. And then we can start making some magic maybe. Or I just kill this with the Twilight and start from there and just go for full value Jace. I mean, it's fine. I will go like this. Man, being on the draw against this kind of aggro that, by the way, they carved out perfectly so far until this turn. I never carved out like this. Oh man. The salt. The salt is going out. There's such a big difference while we are on the play on the draw against this kind of decks. It's about winning or losing usually. Alright, so some toxicity. We need to... That's a third Invoke Despair. I don't know what's going on, but those are not the normal draws, and I messed up because I'm speechless about the amount of invokes that we are drawing. So basically the situation is same as before. However, we will hit Invoke Despair. So I messed up heavily by not playing an island. I got more damage and got worse effects. So the worst of both worlds, basically. So I definitely shouldn't do, you know, anything like it. And that's it. So, let's see how great the follow-up. Of course, it's absolutely amazing. And our follow-up is a land. Perfect. Alright. First we do this. We draw some cards and we probably die. What do you do? Vigilance deals damage, whatever. Path of Peril. Not strong enough, I think. So this really wants to hit my face, right? So the face damage will be the smallest one. Path of Peril is not great here, because like we didn't have time to play Raffin Tower, because we drew it of course as the last land. So normally we would sweep everything and just end with Jace, but not the case. Not the case, unfortunately. That's a second Path of Peril, thank you. Alright, this is a first choice. We may still win this, but it's as awkward as possible. And the fact that we exiled one of the invokes for that's 2 lands, perfect. Like, I'm kinda speechless. This doesn't feel like a normal draw at all. Triple invoke into mostly lands into double Path of Peril. Like, okay, Shuffler. Okay. Okay, so we will probably still win this, right? We are on the verge of dying, but we are actually not dying. And we just need 1 white for this, so let's go with the cliff. We kill everything. That's one of the good things about this card. And probably go with the Shores because it's a tap land. This one will be untapped, so we maximize the mana on the next turn. There's no follow-up. No follow-up, that's massive. We go Memory Deluge because we need to see our options. And those are exactly perfect options. We just negated 2 full card draws from him. We play the untap land so we can cycle the Raffin Tower. And even though the early game was absolutely abysmal, we are winning this super hard. 8 life, 8 toxic counters, and that's still enough. And now we are curving like very nicely. Even with my mistake, that was absolutely huge. I would have Jace for like 2 turns if I didn't do this mistake probably. Do I want to draw a card? Yeah, I do. You want to maximize, like if you draw a 2 extra card on top of your opponent, like he doesn't have good ways to win the game. Especially that he... Oh, Lightning Strike. Alright. We can counter it. I do not super care. Like it's not great for us, but it's also not extremely scary. We will get other things in this time. Let's just keep drawing cards. So he will be forced to kill one loyalty Jace, probably. And we will be at a lot of cards, and with Memory Deluge we can solidify. Like, we need to stack some counterspells and really respect them. He can also deal 10 damage, don't forget, but he needs 10 oil counters, so we will control it. Yeah, it takes a while. And yeah, to be honest, he could leave the game right now. I don't think there's any chance to come back from this. And we'll get Otawara, so we save the Jace. And this is actually pretty good play. We might just play it on our turn. Nah, we will do it and then instead. No, I will wait until he goes for the 3 counters. I really want to bait this. I think the Path of Peril is no longer needed. He still has some 4 mana or more, right? Yeah, this for example. Definitely a little annoying card, but it doesn't do too much. Night oil counter and increases, I guess. It's not an artifact. Let's go with this one. The Edict is absolutely amazing, so let's make sure that we can get it. And let's be prepared with Otawara when he tries to kill Jace. We will put the counter just to make sure that it's super tempting for him to remove it. I think we also go for Sheoldred. We can make everything, right? Yeah, it's also legendary. Cool. So our opponent, I'm not sure exactly what he hopes to get. Like, the game will drag, but it is basically close. If we're on like 3, maybe he just burns us. Yeah, but even with I think he wanted to burn us, because moment we get the healing, he stopped playing. Yeah, it's like with those kind of draws we are still winning. That tells a lot.